20 real estate test questions about transfer of property that are going to help you pass your real estate exam. I'm Darren Tsai, a licensed real estate agent and loan officer in California that passed both my exams on my first try. Let's dive straight into the questions. Question number 1. What clause would the lender enforce if the borrower transferred their interest in the property to someone else? A. Alienation. B. Subject to clause. C. Acceleration. D. Assumption clause. The answer is A. Alienation. So a lender can call the entire note due when there's a transfer by enforcing the alienation clause. Question number dos. The complete history of the ownership of property is referred to as the A. Guarantee of title. B. Certificate of title. C. Chain of title. D. Abstract of title. The answer is C. Chain of title. Question number 3. Property accumulated by husband and wife by the efforts of either and thus equally divisible at time of divorce or dissolution is termed A. Condominium. B. Cooperative. C. Community property. D. Chattel. The answer is C. Community property. So A. Condominium is a system of ownership of fee simple title to designated areas of airspace and plus a percentage of ownership of common elements in a property. Now, a husband and wife can hold a condominium together, but community property better describes property that's accumulated by husband and wife during their marriage. And so that's what makes it equally divisible at the time of divorce. Chattels are just personal property, which are not real property. So that wouldn't be applicable here. Question number 4. A standard form of title insurance policy does not protect against loss resulting from A. Forgery in the chain of title. B. Lack of capacity of the grantor. C. Encroachment on the property. D. Liens and encumbrances of record. The answer here is C. Encroachment on the property. So title insurance protects everything related to public record. Anything not of public record is not covered. So in this case, a forgery in the chain of title, definitely protected. An encroachment is the intrusion of a physical object onto the property. Question number 5. Standard title insurance covers A. All title defects. B. Defects disclosed by a competent survey. C. Recorded title defects. D. Unrecorded title defects. The answer here is C. Recorded title defects. Question number 6. At what point does a deed transfer a grantor's interest to a grantee? A. When the grantor signs the deed. B. Upon delivery to and acceptance by the grantee. C. Upon recording of the deed. D. When the title insurance is issued. The answer here is B. Upon delivery to and acceptance by the grantee. So a deed actually does not need to be recorded to affect transfer of real estate. When the deed is delivered to the buyer and accepted by the buyer becomes the owner of the deeded property. Question number 7. In a real estate sales transaction, title to real estate passes from the seller to the buyer by A. Possession of the property. B. All of the answers. C. Execution of a deed by the seller and delivery to the buyer. And D. Recordation of the deed. The answer is C. Execution of a deed by the seller and delivery to a buyer. So I just went over this in question 6 as well, but a deed technically does not need to be recorded to affect transfer of title. Question number 8. The promise in a deed that the seller is the owner of the property and the buyer has the right to possess it is known as A. Covenant of cession. B. Covenant against liens and encumbrances. C. Covenant of quiet enjoyment. D. Covenant of warranty forever. Boy, would I love a warranty forever on all of my appliances. The answer is A. Covenant of cession. Really important for these types of questions. Just understand the definitions of each and you'll be able to nail these questions. Question number 9. The real property which is subject of a trust deed is considered to be A. Collateral. B. Security for the debt. C. A mortgage. D. Evidence of the debt. The answer is A. Collateral. So a promissory note, which is the evidence of the debt, is backed up by the collateral, the real property, which can be sold according to the terms of the trust deed, which is the security instrument. Question number 10. A written instrument transferring the grantor's ownership of or interest in real property is known as A. Title, B. Easement, C. Mortgage, D. Deed. The answer is D. Deed. So once again, if you just understand what each of these words mean, you'll be able to quickly and easily answer these questions. So we know that an easement is just the right acquired by one person to use the land of another for a very specific purpose. And title refers to the actual ownership of a property, while a deed is not title. So we're halfway through the 20 questions. Before we go any further, I want to invite you to purchase your own test bank of questions using Calibri. So full disclosure, I have an affiliate link, and when I make these videos, I get the questions from their test bank. I personally use them to pass both my real estate exam and my loan officer exam. So if you want your own test bank of questions for your state, go ahead and use the link. Okay, back to the questions. Question number 11. Title to real estate is transferred when a deed is A. Acknowledged, B. Recorded, C. Delivered and accepted, D. Signed. The answer here is C. Delivered and accepted. This is the third question related to title and deed and when is title actually transferred. So if we haven't learned already, the transfer of title occurs when the deed is handed to the buyer and the buyer accepts. Question number 12. Actual notice refers to A. The information you are presumed to know. B. Something you have actually seen or know to be true. C. The reasons why you should record a deed. D. Documents that are recorded at the courthouse regarding a person's property. Correct answer here is B. Something you actually have seen or know to be true. Question number 13. A quit claim deed conveys only the interest of A. The grantor, B. The vendee, C. The grantee, D. Property. The correct answer is A. The grantor. So the grantor and the grantee are parties to a deed, and a quit claim transfer deed transfers the interest of the grantor only. A grantee does not sign a deed, and a vendee is a buyer in a land contract. Question number 14. A valid encumbrance affecting title of estate and land, such as mortgage or judgment, is called A. Contract for deed, B. Chattel mortgage, C. Cloud on title, D. Condemnation. The answer is C. Cloud on title. And so a cloud on title simply means that the property is not clear from all liens. A cloud could be mortgage or judgment. And a chattel mortgage is a mortgage against personal property, not against real property. If we go back to an earlier question, we know the definition of chattel is personal property. Question number 15. The word escrow may refer to A. Money deposited in the bank and subject to depositor's withdrawal. B. Transfer of a deposit from salesman to broker. C. A safe deposit box where a deed is placed. D. The deposit of legal documents with a third person for future delivery. Correct answer here is D. The deposit of legal documents with a third person for future delivery. Question number 16. What clause allows a buyer to take over a loan, making payments without the lender's knowledge and consent? A. Acceleration. B. Subject to clause. C. Assumption clause. D. Alienation. Correct answer here is subject to clause. So a subject to clause allows a buyer to take over a loan, making payments without the lender's knowledge and consent. The primary borrower is actually still liable for the debt though. This is different from the assumption clause because the assumption clause means that the person assuming a loan is actually qualified in taking over that loan. Whereas the subject to clause which means that the lender doesn't know that someone else is now paying for this mortgage. Question number 17. The most complete title protection is offered by A. An extended coverage policy, B. A standard title policy, C. A certificate of title, D. An abstract of title. Correct answer here is A, an extended coverage policy. So in addition to the standard policy coverage, an extended policy offers protection against unrecorded liens. Abstracts and certificates of title reflect an attorney's opinion regarding the condition of the title and carry no guarantee. Question number 18. The seizing of property by court order as security for a debt or judgment is known as A, attachment, B, alienation, C, capitalization, D, encumbrance. Correct answer here is A, attachment. Question number 19. The successive conveyances affecting a particular parcel of land arranged consecutively from the original source of ownership to the present day owner is called A, estoppel certificate, B, abstract of title, C, certificate of title, D, chain of title. The correct answer here is D, chain of title. So this is, I think, the second or third question we've seen that has abstract of title, certificate of title, chain of title. So when you are studying, make sure you review those chapter summaries. Make sure you know the definitions of important words. So when you get to questions like this, they're easy for you to answer. Last but not least, question number 20. A buyer contracts to purchase a $75,000 home and puts up an earnest money deposit of $1,500. The commission is 5% paid by the seller. The buyer gets a $260 credit for real property taxes paid in arrears. The buyer obtains an 80% conventional loan at 12% interest with 3 points. This buyer needs to give me a call. 12% interest, 3 points? That's crazy. What amount should the buyer bring to closing? A, $15,040. B, $19,913. C, $16,540. D, $15,800. Correct answer here is A, $15,040. Let's do a little math here. So 80% loan on $75,000 means the loan is for $60,000. 3 points, aka 3% of $60,000, which is the loan amount, is $1,800. The buyer gets a credit for $260 and another credit for $1,500. And so that reduces the amount to $15,040. So $15,000 for the down payment, 3 points is $1,800 minus credits of $1,760. And we got no bonus question this time. As always, thank you for watching the videos. I hope you see these questions on the exam and you're ready for them. That way you can pass on your first try. Oh yeah, and if you have any questions, go ahead and email me directly.